and audios that I can pull out of it, I will. So welcome everybody. And we're going to start off with just dropping into our center and just letting go of everything that's already happened this morning. And just find a little bit more ease in your chair. Just noticing and looking around the room and noticing how friendly it already is and how the energy is nice and percolated. And let's go ahead and become as present as we can to our bodies. Maybe even doing just the easiest, slowest little gentle scan, noticing any places inside of your trunk, around your heart or your solar plexus where you might be holding on to excitement, tension. And collectively, I felt like we all needed that. So let's just go ahead and start breathing our solar plexus to heart area. Let's let our breath emanate from this central area in our trunk. And we're going to start off Skin Church today with a musing on the word eclipse. So words are powerful codes. And it's something that I'm always going to be inviting us to, which is to walk behind the word and really tune in to the frequency and to the intention of the spell. Okay, so I thought it was really interesting that the etymology or the original meaning and intention of the word eclipse is an abandonment or even a failure. So as we all sit in all of the morphic field of this eclipse, the eclipse that's happening tomorrow. And when I say morphic field, I mean all of the thoughts, feelings, emotions, judgments, all of the energy, the thought forms. It's like this pendulum of information that we're coming across on the internet and from our friends. And we can tell, I don't know about you, but there's been some deaths in my area, some car accidents, some random things, and energy seems to be very, for people that are not doing the work, it seems very frantic for some. So when I tune into the word an abandonment or a failure, first I see like, the whole sort of this mythology of the sun abandoning the earth and what that would mean to earlier people. And then I'm inviting each person in the room and each person who watches this on the replay to tune into what is being asked to be abandoned. On one side of the infinity symbol, we work the infinity here. It's on the products. It's already weaving a beautiful thread between us all. It's a circle with a twist. It's the duality. So on one side, it's abandoning is just walking away from. And on the other side, it's where we're doing it to ourselves and not realizing it. So is there anywhere that you have been self-abandoning? Oh. So let's just all tune into that for our own individual selves. I know that this has been a big theme for me. Self-abandonment, which looks like forsaking your own values to make other people feel more comfortable. It looks like putting yourself last. It looks like being dehydrated on a soul level. It looks like refusing to look at yourself. Now I'm going to introduce you to a light key frequency, which is a new generation energy technology, um, which I can introduce you more to down the road. But all you need to know that is about it. You don't need to know how it works or what it is. And what it is a frequency called waves of kindness that you can just call and flood to yourself. Let's do it to ourselves first. Let's just call waves of kindness. Feel it coming in around you from your own individual morphic field. And just start feeding yourself and nourishing yourself with the waves of kindness that are starting to flow. And you can put your hands right on your chest and maybe down here in the solar plexus area where we began. And just flood your body, your molecules, your mitochondria with this frequency, waves of kindness. Feels like so delicious, so nourishing, so enlightening and enlivening at the same time. And now let's turn it around and flood it to each other. You can put your hands up if you wish, or just intend it to start flowing. Waves of kindness wrapping all of us in golden threads of kindness, waves of kindness. And now, since everybody is energetically aware in the room and I can just flow with you, let's imagine this wave starting to just crash over us. And allow this wave to become water. And allow it to crash into the ground. And as it comes back up, it starts waving an infinity symbol. So this is an infinity wave. Allow it to crash all through you, moving through your solar plexus from the front, leaving the back, crashing down. Allow it to weave inside of your body, balancing, harmonizing, starting a flow of both release and regeneration. And that's what we're going to be doing in the Beauty Magic Club, is we are going to be harnessing and learning how to harvest and plant and flow with release and regeneration. And now let's intentionally breathe with this infinity wave. Let's start it at the solar plexus and breathe in and around and up. And as you begin to breathe out, let it cross over. And as we breathe out, it pushes down into the earth. Doing whatever movements feel natural, any stretches while you're doing this. Noticing how you're bringing in a beautiful golden ascension energy from the top. And pulling up golden earth frequency from the bottom. Mixing it in the center. It's a lot to keep track of. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to think about it. Just allow yourself to flow with it. And as you do, begin to just start squeezing your shoulders and your neck in whatever way feels good. Two more. Making the last one a beautiful infinity symbol, weaving in and out of your body, dipping up, dipping down, pulling, balancing, and harmonizing. Now just continue to breathe in whichever way feels most natural and easy. And let's continue to squeeze our shoulders. But now as we do, we're bringing some exquisite awareness and intention and attention. We're bringing exquisite awareness and actually not intention. We're going to start with attention. So we're looking at the tension. So I want you to find something that's particularly stagnant, knotted up, tense. And then just allow your hand to rest gently. You don't have to squeeze anymore. And if you could pretend that your eyes were on the back of your hand, and you could look into this tension and look at it. Noticing that as you do that, everything softens. As you witness your body, just allow the pattern to dissolve and to dissipate. Relax and release. Intuitively, skin-intuitively, just allow your hand to travel to the next place. Allow yourself to see from the back of your hand, looking at, witnessing. Feeling any emotion that's coming up. I'm feeling a big wave of emotion. Just allowing myself to ride the wave and then also bringing in a little mini infinity wave. Bringing in a little mini infinity wave also. The infinity wave you can use all day, every day to instantly balance and harmonize tension. Warming up the fascia, activating our quantum hydration channels, superhighway of light of the fascia. Continue to move skin-intuitively. Starting to move up your neck. Maybe pausing behind your neck. I'm clasping both of my hands behind my neck, and if you'd like to join me, go ahead. And let's just have a little mini meditation on the fact that our entire face, the skin of our face and the skin of our neck and our chest is held right here. So let's activate the eyes on the back of our hands and witness this area and thank it. And let's actually do some gentle releases backwards from here. Almost like a little supported sit up. And then go in the opposite direction and just allow your head to hang in whatever way feels safe and gentle. And then I'll be moving to the side, and we'll do a nice long stretch here. Ooh. Now let's bring a little sensuality to the party and just trace your neck and your chest really, really intimately and softly. Come to center gently because that was quite activating. You might hear some little clicks and cricks and cracks, and that's okay. Little pops. That's all your fluids warming up. Let's go to the other side and do a nice long stretch. And some skintimacy with some little intimate traces. Acknowledging the lymphatic system that runs at the top layer here. Noticing how much your skin loves to be touched like that. And then let's come to center and get into the back of the head, into the occiput. Finding that little divot and just actually opening it up counterclockwise. We're going to open up a hidden chakra called the mouth of God. Go counterclockwise, opening up a faucet. Ooh, wow. Okay, and now just with so much support and just ease, just allow whatever would like to run out energetically. And then clockwise, go ahead and just close it gently. Now just both hands, and I'm using my heel of my palm, and I'm using my fingers to really work the meridians and lift the skin up, lift your scalp up off the bone as much as possible and really activate your fingertips with some really good pressure, like as if there were little steel tips at the end of your fingertips. And then with your thumb, really get into the back and then go to the heels of the hands and start massaging all around. Mostly I'm massaging at the hairline here, just opening up the fascial connection between the scalp and the face. Oh. Just pausing and pressing and melting anytime I feel tension. Really letting my head know that I have got her. She can feel supported and it's okay to release. Working with our headset here. Just come all the way around and use the heel of your palm. Okay, and now let's just take a break and shake off your hands. Go ahead and just clear your own morphic field, your own auric field by just sprinkling out. Don't forget the back. Don't forget to have your own back. So just kind of flick as far as your hands will go. Relax, flick, and then just come completely still with your hands on your legs. Just resting, palms down. Keeping your eyes open inside of your legs, but with total ease. Just allow everything else to just become still. So throughout the work with me, which this is really just the beginning, the Beauty Magic Club, I had to establish a little community and wait for a small group to show up so that I could start the energy up. And now that it has, this is just the first level. And we're going to be diving deeply into the concepts of intention and attention and how those 2 points can actually help you utilize quantum concepts for timeline jumping and all sorts of really cool stuff. But for now, just know that when we're using our attention, we're looking at something. And when we're using our intention, actually, it's backwards. When we're using our intention, we're looking at something. And when we're using our attention, we're looking as something. So look in yourself. Look inside of yourself and notice all of the space and notice all of the energy that has been stimulated and created in our face, in our scalps, in our necks. And then again, with your intention, go inside of your body as if you were a little molecule-sized consciousness of yourself. And take a look around. Find yourself spiraling downwards, pulling all the energy from the top of your head down through your stomach and into your sacral area. Pulling it down your thighs, down your knees, down your shins, into your feet. Go ahead and pull all the energy from the top of your head into your feet. Feeling the floor rise up to meet you. And now just with your intention and your attention, we're going to open up faucets at the bottoms of your feet counterclockwise. Allow any inflammation, tension, epigenetic patterning, old stories, dehydration, abandonment. Let that run out through your feet. Into the floor, into the earth, allowing it to dissolve and dissipate, relax and release, and be returned to its original program of perfection now. And then collectively, let's go ahead and close the faucets, spiraling clockwise. And then we can take a break and open up our eyes, because that was a lot of energy already. Just go ahead and take a few minutes to come back to come back to, I don't know what we're going to come back to. Come back to a new way of being. And just come back to a new way of using your attention. Come back to a new way of looking at the world, looking at your face. And then I think I'm going to open it up for shares, questions. And then I have a bonus training that I'm going to film. I believe I'm going to do it. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to stop a new recording. But I came across, and I don't know if anybody has heard of it before, but it's called the MER method. And it stands for Mental Intuitive Reset. And it's this woman, I believe, from the Netherlands. And it's amazing. And so I'm going to film a quick tutorial on it. And I freestyled a little bit and built on her foundation, but it's these commands that you give your body while you're touching your body. So I'll go ahead and record that after we're done with our shares. And I think that's going to be it for the actual facial massage portion, because in the Beauty Magic Club, we actually don't have to effort that much to get the results. So I can feel that everybody's faces are nice and light feeling. So I'll stop talking and hand it over to whoever would like to unmute. I'm gonna have a sip of water too, if you don't have that already. This is the basil seed water I've been telling everybody about. I love it, and I know not all of us can have seeds in our water, but what we can do is soak it overnight and just strain the seeds off and then drink the water for all the same benefits, but without the fiber.
What are the benefits of basil seed water, Amy?
Basil seeds, well, the main reason I use seeds in water is for superior hydration.
Okay.
So who is up to date on the 4th phase of water? I'm sure that Monica from Mexico is, because she's in the energetic nutrition biz. But essentially everything that I teach in this container is new science based, and the 4th phase of water is let's see how to say that. It's called EZ water, exclusion zone water. It's also a highly programmable state of water. We used to think deterministic science tells us that we have 3 stages of water, which is vapor, ice, and liquid. The 4th phase is this gel, is a gel water. They don't have to be gels, but it's a state of water that when exposed to infrared light becomes highly programmable. And they're finding out that that is what our cells are made of. So it's H320. Not all scientific people are acknowledging it, but if you want to learn more, Dr. Gerald Pollack, and I have the book here somewhere, he's the authority on it, and more people are acknowledging it. But it makes sense that our cells are not made of H2O, this liquid, runny thing. It's actually a highly programmable gel state, the cells are. And gels are actually naturally occurring in nature in the form of seeds and fruits and vegetables. And if we look at even diaper technology, the reason why they use a gel is that it holds and attracts water, right?
Yeah.
So think of an aloe plant when you open it up and it has all that beautiful gel inside. That is the 4th phase of water. Think about if we use microcurrent machines in aesthetics. Here's just a little handheld one. What do we do to get it to have more? We use a gel. When you go to get a sonogram when you're pregnant, in order for them to see the baby, they put a gel on. So the
Mhm.
gel really helps us with just being able to transmit and move as much energy in our body as possible. So it's an incredible source of cellular energy. And there is a fantastic book called Quench. I think Monica Hefferman is reading it right now. And it's by Dr. Dana Cohen, and it's the new science of hydration. She talks briefly about easy water, but
Mhm.
this makes easy water. I also have
Mhm.
Celtic sea salt in it for that additional help with my electrical nature.
Mhm.
The seeds also, just from a nutritional standpoint, are really cooling for, for women that are going through any hormonal stuff. They're full of all sorts of amino acids and micronutrients. But guys, I haven't really talked about this publicly, mostly because I'm still just kind of staying in my own lane in the beauty industry. And this would make a very, great content. I could talk about this and everybody can. It's one of those things that's a little bit, it sounds a little bit out there. And when I'm ready to be more out there, I'll talk about it publicly, but we can talk about it now. And
Mhm.
that is that I do not eat food for specific nutrients. I've moved away from that nutritional standpoint. And I was raised by a nutritionist hippie, and I was raised on a commune eating all organic natural foods from the very beginning. So, I knew about almonds containing linoleic acid and that our body didn't make it ourselves, and we had to supplement with that, like, was from when I was like 8 years old type of thing.
Yeah.
And I've moved away from that, and I've moved into eating foods that contain the maximum amount of gel water and sunlight. So think about the foods that we're eating, even those that eat meat, and I do eat a little bit of meat. Um, that's energy
Mhm.
inside. So I eat food for energy. So fruits and vegetables mostly, some grains for the fiber, but I love just thinking about that. I love to think about my food in terms of how much sunshine and water it has in it.
Yeah.
And then the rest kind of takes care of itself. Of course, I supplement with like green powders and I grow my own lettuces and stuff. But in my world, iceberg lettuce is healthier than kale. And every time I talk about that publicly, like people wig out and I'm just not really ready. I don't need to explain it. It's my,
Yeah.
and then that's the other thing. Everybody gets to do what works best for them. I'm going to bring tools to the table and practices, but there's no right way. There's just your way. But that is my way and it works for me.
Mhm.
But that's why we drink this water. And in the more advanced level of the beauty stuff specifically, I do have a program coming out. I'm just sort of announcing it. You guys are going to have there's only 21 spots, and you will have the first ability to raise your hand in the best price in the Beauty Magic Club. So just know that you'll be the first to know. But essentially, I have discovered a way to use LED light and quantum hydration practices together with an uh, energetic method that is called the magic mirror room. And this quantum light wand thing that I have to reprogram the skin. But the water is really important to that process. And this is just one of the ways that we hydrate. But start drinking salted seed water now and you will be happy, because just one of these is like 6 glasses of regular water.
Mm.
Where do you
Because those
buy
seeds
basil
are,
seeds?
pardon me?
Where do you buy the basil seeds?
I have them, I think, linked to my Amazon store. I just get them on Amazon.
Oh,
They're
okay.
called sabja, Cabja. They're really common in Indian and Ayurvedic foods. And they're sweet and they pop like little boba. They're not, I used to use chia seed for this, but so that also works. But the basil is really, really nice.
Mhm.
So try that. And yeah.
How
How
many
did everybody
teaspoons
like
do you
the
put in?
meditation? How did, were there any shares around the energetic facilitation?
I would love to share because I feel almost embarrassed to say this, but I have never ever touched my own skin in that way ever. I mean, I touch my clients like that and I pour all the love into them, but I have never touched my own skin as consciously. Like usually at nighttime and I'm in a rush, I'm like, okay, I have to put this serum on, that serum on, this, that, and then I'm going to get into bed. And then in the morning, I'm like, okay, what can I leave out so I can get out the door as fast as possible? So
That's why you're here.
yeah, it was really beautiful. And I feel like my whole being is more enlivened just from using my own touch. Like when I'm in the shower, I have a little Anma tool, but that's hard and some kind of a resin, and there's like something that happens when you touch your skin with your own fingers. There's like a communication that happens that doesn't happen with that little tool. And so
I agree.
yeah.
And I think, yes, thank you for that reflection. I have an Anma too. I love the Anma, but there is no substitution. And even just think about from a frequency standpoint, when we touch ourselves, look what's happening.
Yeah.
We're creating this beautiful connection and currency.
Yeah.
It felt like turning the love inward.
Yes, filling the well. I was playing around with calling like one of these groups the well, because it's like we are our own well. And that energetic thing with opening up the faucets at the feet.
Yeah, beautiful.
You could do that at night too.
Mm.
Just, allow the day to drain away. Well, do you want to learn the MER method?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Amy, I just want to share something real quick.
Yes, hi. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, everyone. I'm Monica. I'm from Mexico. I am currently in Africa right now. So, yeah, but I live in Mexico. I'm living in Mexico. So I just want to share something with you about what Amy was saying, like just discover what works for you, because I actually come from a nutrition background. I also went my own way. I started delving a lot into like the frequencies and energy and metaphysics, and I just kind of like built my own um, practice around nutrition. And for many years, I actually started also following like that mindset of eating foods that were high in light, high in frequency, high in chi. And I was doing, all these practices of juicing and salads and structured water and sunlight. And for some reason, I wasn't healthy. Like, actually, I was expecting my health to just like thrive. And I was getting weaker and weaker, sicker and sicker. My menses went away. And I must share that I came from an eating disorder background when I was 15. So obviously I was doing all of these practices out of fear, out of not out of love, or out of fear. So I was doing all the right things in theory, but they weren't benefiting me because they were actually just, instead of my soul feeling alive, it felt constricted. And I remember just going very deep within, and I had this voice telling me, just stop this. This is not helping you. Just relax, eat, and enjoy your food no matter what it is. So I actually started hearing these voice, and I went back to eating, all of these things, but with love. And I actually, like, you can even, like, even if you're not eating a high vibrational food, you can just, like,
Yes.
put your intention around the food, and the frequency will go up. That's what I started doing. And all of a sudden, I get my health back, my weight returns, my menses come back. That's what I teach women, like how to heal their relationship with food. And I think, Amy, just also like for our beauty practices, it all comes from like, what space are you doing this from? Is it from fear or from love? And everything out of love thrives.
Thank you. I love that, love that, love that. That's where it all started for me, because I was in the beauty industry And I was 45 years old, and I was doing Botox and trying to keep on the beauty hamster wheel. And I was just like, what am I doing? I'm hating myself with these things. And then again, doing all the right things, but still trying to do it for the, for the wrong reasons. So I think that's such a big theme, weaving back to this abandonment, the self-abandonment. And piggybacking on what you said, I was just thinking about that yesterday. I don't even try to eat healthy anymore. I have all of the sugar that I want. I have all of if I'm attracted to it, I just eat it slowly and I just love it and I infuse it and I ask it to, only benefit me. And that is real. And that is actually where we'll start going more about why that actually works. And it is because, like, the placebo effect is the power of our mind too, to command our body. And it can be not just, it's been sold to us as like the reason why things aren't real, but it's really the fact that we are powerful creators and that everything is energy anyways. So if everything has got all of this space in between the atoms and none of this is even really, this is just, at a scientific level, at the smallest level, none of this is even existing. It's only here through our observation of it and what we think to be true about it. So we can just intend the best, we can look at it, we can look as it, and that is a huge, 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 I'm so glad you had that awakening, especially, and your mission, Monica, to share this with other people, especially around food. And I'm going to go on a tiny rant here because I actually think this is really important, because my mother, who was a nutritionist in the in the 70s and 80s, she was a personal development self-help junkie. Okay. She was like, basically I was raised by all of these self-help books that were in the bookshelf because she was off finding herself and all these things. I mean, I love my mother, I love my father, but I was raised in this really chaotic hippie commune where they were just young, and it was actually really magical. And I don't want the story to be around the trauma, but she was doing it out of trauma, right? And that was what was modeled to me. And then when we really start diving into the mitochondria and how we are inheriting it and the epigenetic patterning that's happening, it becomes very, very, I mean, it's so entrenched in us, unless we're willing to look outside of ourselves and go, wait a second, this isn't right. But the food thing specifically, and I really want to support you in your mission because this is so important. I came up in my Facebook memories. I had made a post about that. I remembered that I was 9 years old and I had just come back from like a brownies or a Girl Scout meeting. And somehow the girls were talking about their weight and how if you weighed over 100 pounds, that was just absolutely horrible. And I remember thinking I was 9 years old and I weighed over 100 pounds and it was the end of the world. My mom was a food restrictor and she was giving me yoga for weight control. And I remember her telling me that if you do this certain pose, it will firm your ass. I was like 12. So, and then in the beauty industry, I was the top esthetician in the United States in 2016. I had to walk away from all of that and walk away from an entire industry. And Monica probably has seen a little bit of that if you've been connected with me for a while, because I just was like, oh my God, I cannot another day help another woman judge herself, restrict herself, hate herself through the practices of modern beauty. I just can't do it anymore. And that's where you came with sounds like where you came with the food. But how important, I just also want to acknowledge how important it is that we're in this room today, because you guys started the energy up for me. I've been showing up, like I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to do this. And then a few times nobody showed up. And I was like, okay, I'm still going to do it. I shared in the beginning that Marsha's really been there from the beginning. But now that we have this, it's not just about me and my business. It's about that everybody has this great gift, whatever it is, whether we're doing it for work or whether we're just sharing it with a sister or a niece or a daughter or a friend. This is how we create change. And if anything is being invited to during these great changes that we're in, is change, right? And that is one last rant, which is that mainstream beauty industry actually has told us and sold us this lie and kept us in this jail of judgment, agenda, invention, and lie that we must somehow not change and control change, when that it's the change that keeps us not stagnant. So just the fact that we're looking at that and acknowledging it is great. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording. And I'm
I
gonna,
just wanted to say one thing.
yes.
Hi,
Yes,
darling.
hi, Amy.
Hi. So this is my first like blah, and I love it. I just love it so much. It feels so good. And I had heard you speak of the basil seeds before. I'm actually now I've got to find your Amazon store. I'm sure it won't be hard. But I was just going, wow, just this whole stretching part and the
Yeah.
the texture and the nuance of that, like it was more than just stretching, right? But like the download was so beautiful and so precious. I just want to say thank you. So I'm totally stoked to be here. And the reason I'm here is because I was exploring Botox and Amy's like, okay, yeah, stop that thinking. And so here I am.
But I didn't say stop that actually. But I think
oh
that's,
well, right.
thank you
My
for
words.
sharing that, because
Yeah.
I also just want to say something about the Botox and everything. I have clients that still do injections. I do high level beauty coaching and one-on-one stuff for like, women that are considering getting big plastic surgery treatments. And some still do some procedures and stuff. So I do also want to just acknowledge that when we're sort of in this magical zone, as long as we're choosing it, and as long as we are like doing, like, this is like what we're working with our body and we're creating a change, it's sort of all, anybody, you have a whole spectrum of things to choose from. So thank you for sharing that. And I think the biggest reason why it wouldn't work specifically for you is you're a natural gal. Like,
yeah, no, I was scared of Botox. I mean, just even the price, but everyone I'm surrounded with here in the city is like, everyone is doing Botox. I mean, I think culturally it's like the latest.
well, let's talk about
so
that.
Yeah, but it was so neat though that to know, I'm just like, no, I have to call Amy. Like you were like the first person I'm like, I really need some advice here.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
one thing I
thank
want
you.
to say about that actually you brought to my table and reminded me about.
Mhm.
There's this quote that I love, and it's called, "You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Jim Rohn. And there's more that's like, you can't hang with the Eagles if you can't hang with the Eagles if you can't fly with the Eagles if you're hanging out with turkeys, right? It's like our friend group is so, it's affecting us, like the people we're spending time with there. Even the new science is showing that cortisol is transferable. And like if you hug somebody and they have a lot of inflammation and cortisol going, it's literally, it goes in through the skin. Okay. But beauty specifically, if everybody around you is getting injections and doing procedures, that's something to really think about and look at. I noticed because we all want to do the things that our friends are doing and be a part of this group. So that's another reason why this beauty energy community is so precious, and that I just want to share my gratitude with all of you, because now we have a new group where we're talking about new things. And and I want to welcome everybody in the group too. If you have something you want to turn us on to that you think is really, you're excited about, drop it into that chat on our Instagram chat. And I'm also going to be working on getting a different type of community for us where we can have more interaction with each other. But that's the community aspect, why it's also, I mean, it feels good to share with each other, but why it's also so important, right? Because if you see us, I'm about to release some new photos that I take a photo shoot of myself every month for social media and stuff. And I haven't been able to actually post a lot on social media because I haven't had my offers together from a business standpoint. It's like, I didn't really have anything to sell anybody. I didn't want to push people towards my product first, because that's just a dead end. It's like, okay, you got product, great, now what? So now that I have the Beauty Magic Club, I can start streaming. I'm going to post a picture of myself. I'm turning 55 this year, and I hope it's really inspiring for you. I don't go around looking like that all the time. That's a specific energetic glamour that I can turn on on command. I hope it's inspiring. You know, it's like, wow, I'm 55 years old and my skin is just, it's firm. It looks great. Do I have a little crepiness on my neck? Yes, but I don't mind that because I have something to work with. Now I have some skin tensions. Now my body and I are like, oh, should we make some bone broth? Oh, should we do some more facial massages? Almost like then when the conditions come up that you want to shift, it's just like it's art where you get to play with your body and then your body responds. And that's the other thing. When you do my methodology, which I could be doing a lot better of a job showing you guys how to get the most out of all the videos I have, and that is coming. But you should see results. You should see radiance. After this, you should look in the mirror, catch a glance. You should be like, wow, like, oh, okay, I get it now. And then we build on that. So this isn't all just about being beautiful on the inside. My philosophy is that there is no difference between inner and outer beauty, actually. The skin is the transition point, but looking radiant and beautiful and magnetic to other people, that's fun and that's powerful. And I'm not going to be leaving that on the table for you. So let's pause this and let's get on to the MER method, because this is going to be an incredible. Okay, so this is a bonus training on something I just got turned on to, and it's called the MER method. And I think it's going to be an incredible set of tools for your energetic toolbox. It is a nervous system reset. So MER stands for mental and emotional reset. And I'm going to link everybody to the woman's website, but it's a self-healing modality. And there's 9 statements that we're going to say to ourselves. And I'm going to tell you about how she teaches it. I'm going to give the overview of her specific method. And then I'm going to tell you how I have made it my own and how you can actually add on to it if you'd like as well. So the basic methodology is that you start touching your hand like this. And actually, I'm just going to show you how I change it. I like to do my high heart. But you could also do the hand. That's how she does it. And then we're going to repeat 9 commands to the body. So this is working by, we're activating our subconscious, which is, the body is part of the subconscious. We're calming our nervous system. We're letting our whole spirit, body, and being know that everything is safe. And then we're going to command 9 statements. And when I say command, really intone it like a command. I'm going to say it first, and then you can repeat it after me. So step 1, optimize acidity. And then say it out loud or to yourself.
Optimize acidity.
Optimize.
Step 2, detox all toxicity.
Detox.
Detox all toxicity.
Step 3, detach father, detach mother.
Detach father, detach mother.
Clear meridians.
Clear meridians.
Supplement all shortages.
Supplement all shortages.
Balance hormone system.
Balance.
Balance hormone system.
Fulfill basic needs.
Fulfill basic needs.
Optimize chakras and aura.
Optimize chakras and aura.
Clarify mission.
Clarify mission.
Okay, that's her 9. And then I'm going to add on activate collagen and elastin fascia balance.
Activate collagen, elastin, fascia, balance.
And that's it. I think it's a lovely week anytime you're feeling hijacked, that your nervous system has gone out of whack, if anybody's having a state of emergency, if somebody needs a tool just to get out of extreme panic, anything like that, I think it's an amazing technique. Let me drop the website for you to check out. She asked for it to be freely shared. So, and then I also linked the Amazon store. And the Amazon store, I mean, I only make a couple pennies on the referrals, but I have a scholarship for teenage girls called the Higher Self Teen Clean and Esteem. It's just gathering steam, but you'll see me posting more about that. And I'm actually opening up a Poshmark so people can shop my closet. And then I'm going to use that money for my scholarship.
Well,
So,
I love the MER method. I love that.
did you love it? Yay.
Yes, I love that.
And there's more commands you can give. I shared it with Holly from Goddess Yoga. She wasn't able to make it today, but we did a just in the spur of the moment, a whole bunch of really cool commands came in. But I like to talk to, I think I activated the mitochondria
Mm.
and a few other ones, but go ahead and while you're in that zone, give a few more commands. Isn't that neat? I could just see that being really good for kids too.
It's so helpful for the new moon too.
Yes,
For
so new
intention
moon, does
setting.
anyone want to share anything around that? Do you know anything about this particular one? Do we know what new moon it is?
Well, it's the new moon, total solar eclipse at 19 degrees Aries, exact 11:21 a.m. tomorrow, Pacific
Ooh.
time.
Ooh.
And there's an 8-hour window. So from 11:21 to 9:21 Pacific time, that 8-hour window is the best time to speak or write, journal your intentions, plant your seeds.
Ooh,
to,
yes, seed
to
planting.
build whatever you want to create in your life. And this one is very potent. It has a long shelf life because it's an eclipse. And I love what you were saying about the abandonment piece. So being aware of what you want to move away from.
Yeah.
But this is it's a north node eclipse, and so it's about adding rather than subtracting, even though
Oh,
of what you shared, which was beautiful.
Okay. So does that have to do with like how the north node is your like your life's purpose and your life's work?
Your destiny, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, that's probably why my stuff is starting to percolate right now. And everything is just unfolding with ease for me with my mission, which I have worked so hard at for so many years that I'm just like, why am I doing this? Oh, but can I share something else really cool? Let me stop recording.